Good morning, or whenever you see this. I'm making this on a Saturday morning, the 29th of May. Give you some music talk. Let me just start off right away with very happy this came out. People online are talking about it. I posted it after I got mine, and it got a lot of chatter going, and then other folks showed that they had gotten it already too. Can, live in Stuttgart, 1975. 3 LP set. This just came out yesterday. And this is excellent. This is fantastic. Not only the music, but the packaging, the presentation, everything about this. This is right after Damo Suzuki left the band, so there are no vocals, and you don't miss them. I don't miss them at all. This is a wonderful presentation. I love that that the edition is on orange vinyl, my favorite color, and a beautiful orange color. This is apparently made from an audience recording, but I'll tell you what, they cleaned this up really good. The sound quality, that was the big deal online yesterday, is people kept asking, how is it? How's the sound quality? How is it? Which I was a little annoyed with, and kind of showed that I was annoyed with it, because my annoyance has to do with the fact that I know I don't live in certain parts of the world where maybe internet isn't as accessible, but everything is accessible online. So the idea that you have to ask somebody, how does it sound? Get online and listen to it your own damn self. It's that easy. This sounds great. I've already played this more than once, all the way through, and bothered to download it. A lot of I don't always download albums when they give you the code. This one is like, yeah, this one is getting listened to. Can is one of those bands. This is one. It just shows you the magic of the music and how organic it was. Jackie Liebezeit has a lot to do. Well, they all have a lot to do with it, but on the first side, it really sets the tone. Jackie doesn't start playing until something's happening, and that's fantastic. This is just really wonderful, okay? So I will tell you what I think of the Black Midi Cavalcade. I've listened to it a little bit. I really like this. This is the kind of band that I want to champion. Young people expressing themselves. These guys can really play their instruments. There's a lot of jazz influence on what they're doing. I love that cover. Yes, people have pointed out to me that they say it looks similar to my collages. Well, I accept that as a huge compliment. Thank you. I love this artwork. And I love this album. I love the way that they use rhythm. The drummer is a monster drummer. That drummer, this drummer here, I forget his name, Simpson, I believe, is the kind of drummer, in my opinion, that is needed for good fire improvisation. There's improvisation where the drums kind of tap, tap, tap along, and it seems like the drums are not capable of doing more than tapping. I love a drummer who can stoke the fire, and this drummer, there's a live performance online you can watch, and you can watch the drummer. He's some kind of award winner as a young man. He's a monster. But not just him, the whole band, that guitar player. Man, he's got chops. The bass player. They're all really good. And I was trying to read the lyrics. I don't know what they're about, if there's some kind of historical references or if it's just poetry. I don't know. And it's just not my concern. My concern is the whole picture, and the whole picture is incredibly good. Interestingly, parts of their sound remind me of the band Magazine, and yet they don't sound like Magazine. They don't. But they remind me of Magazine for some reason. But I'll add this. I hadn't played this in a long time, and it was kind of a blind pull. Skeleton Crew, The Country of Blinds. Do you all know this band? Tom Cora, Fred Frith, and Zena Parkins. This is a precursor in many ways to what Black Midi is doing. This is it's got influence across the board from jazz to folk to rock to classical, but there's also this kind of anarchic spirit of the music, that anything can happen, and that there's a bit of there's an edginess to it. Not always an easy listen, but really, really good. The Country of Blinds. So I see a parallel between this, and this goes back to the 70s, or no, 80s. 86 was when this was recorded, 85, 86. I see a through line between what's happening with this music and Black Midi now. Thank goodness we have a band like, I know there's other bands doing stuff like that and other interesting stuff, but I'm glad that they seem to be catching on. You know, I'm seeing them getting reviewed, and I like that. I like when a good band breaks through. I was in a Can mode, so I pulled this. Hadn't played in a long time. Irmin Schmidt, the keyboardist from Can. Filmmusik #1. Since it's music for film, each piece is not necessarily that fun to listen to, but I'm glad to have it in the collection. And again, it showcases the composing talent of Irmin Schmidt. Important part of the band. Now, we'll see what kind of chatter this creates, if any. So I was watching Storm Thorgerson, a documentary about hypnosis and Storm Thorgerson, and he did some of the most famous album covers historically. And Robert Plant was talking about his working with Led Zeppelin, and something Robert Plant said about the album Presence made me decide, okay, I haven't listened to this album in a long time. Robert Plant is saying he thinks this is one of their most honest albums. That's what he was saying, and he was also commenting on the artwork, the object. So I have it, so I decided to listen to it, and I respect Led Zeppelin, but man, to me sometimes I feel like a dirty trick was pulled on the world, that this band is considered one of the best bands in the world. It's like, come on, people. Somebody really pulled the wool over us. This is just okay. Man, I got records that kick Led Zeppelin in the ass for days. I know some folks will want to jump salty about it. That's fine. But you heard what I said. Somebody played a trick on us. I could go on and on about that. Okay. I had recently bought the Hosono house on vinyl, finally, and so I've been playing it. I watched the Red Bull Academy interview with Hosono, where he explained what was happening with him with this Americana and him at that time. For him, it was psychedelic, and it's like, boy, I can see that now. At first, I thought it was just pastiche, but I get it now. This was him creating a whole world in his head based on the romanticism of American GI music for him after World War II, okay? Makes sense. Just pulled this to play And simple beauty is what I say about Slowdive. Their music is simple, straight ahead, but beautiful, and I love it. Outside Your Room. This is one of the limited edition reissues. They did such a beautiful job on this. You know, colored vinyl is the deal these days, and we're having fun with it, and I'm having fun with it too. Which reminds me, when I was down at Homer's buying the can, I was talking to my friend who's worked there for 30 years, and he knows the business. We're talking about how the delay on my album, and then he mentioned that even Record Store Day releases are being upheld, and the reason is, I knew it even more than what I said before, corporatism. Walmart and Target have been bumping people's orders so that they can get their colored vinyl specials. And you know what I think about that? That's just crass commercialism. It's unfortunate. But that's what we're up against. So anyway, I got a couple albums in mail order, and here's one, Being by Wigwam. A really nice reissue. Svart, the label Svart, do fantastic work on their reissues. They just really go all out. Now I have a 70s issue of this on Love, but it's not a gatefold. So that was one thing I wanted, was to get a gatefold of the album. But this is even nicer. It gives you this big booklet on the inside, and it's a double album. So you get the original insert. You get this you get the original mix from '74 on one album, and you get the remaster from early 2000s on the other. Nice, huh? That's fun. Again, I overall am hearing no problems with color vinyl. It has to do with the whole manufacturing process, not whether or not the record is in color. This is a very neat concept album, which again is musically very adventurous, and it's all over the place. You hear everything from almost like Gregorian chant to Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder had an influence on this band, let me tell you. Listen to it and tell me you hear it. And one more, I got one more. Another band from, I believe, Finland. Tasavallan Presidentti. Jukka Tallinn was in this band. Other excellent musicians. This is their first album reissued. I've been after an original of this for years and could never get a hold of one. So I'm fine with getting this reissue. Again, a beautiful package, colored vinyl, and you get a bonus disc of 4 extra tracks, and they're all good. This band was good. There was a jazz element, but there's a romantic element. There's an aspect of their melodies that's what I've always been looking for, is these elusive moments of melody and beauty and just, just the music captures a moment. And Tasavallan Presidentti, their album Lambertland is one of my all-time favorites. They do that here. There's just these elements of lyricism that are I just love it. I love it. Okay. Let me see what else is sitting down here, because I've been busy. I have a recording video session today with Aaron Gum for some kind of presentation that we're participating in out of Chicago next month. I don't even have the details right now. But also, hopefully today, he and I will finish up on a promo video that he's put together for my album, for the song Ramped. Hopefully that'll be done today, and I can get that up to the record label. Okay, so The other stuff sitting down here, I've shown before, but I'll tell you this. I've returned to this Richard Barbieri album time and time again. This is sort of atmospheric thing that I really love. This is way better than, for my taste, let me qualify this. For my taste, this is so much better. Let me see if I can grab it just to make a point. In my opinion, this album is way better than this. You know, and they both work together in Porcupine Tree. And Steven Wilson has been the person who gets all the the plaudits and stuff. And I do like and respect Steven Wilson's work. But this is the shit. This is the secret sauce from Porcupine Tree. I just gotta say that. This is one of the best albums to come out this year. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later.